So how did you come up with the Terminator? Take us there and the Matrix, and just to put this from pen to pad. Now, it's one thing to have the idea, but to take that.
It's very easy. It was a script in a book. The Terminator is the prequels to, or the beginning of the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connor's Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. See, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology. So the Terminator has to time travel to the past because they know it's Sarah Connor, and they have to kill her, terminate her, so she won't have the baby. And Kyle Reese, he comes from the future to protect her, and he inadvertently gets her pregnant, and he has to go back to the future. And so it's the Immaculate Conception, because now she's pregnant and she fell in love with a man, but did it really happen? Did he exist? And then this child, when you see the three Terminators, the boy, and then the man-child, subconsciously he doesn't know why the Terminator is trying to kill him until he's hidden out in the city, in the Matrix, the future. When he reaches 30 years of age, the rebellion, the Reloaded, revolution starts. And the rebels come and they find him because they've been watching him all along. That's what the Guardians and the Sentinels are all about. And so they wake him up to his purpose. They take him to Morpheus to train him to fight the machines. They take him to the Oracle because of the prophecy. So this is the whole epic story. It's an epic.
We mentioned when you were coming on your lawsuits and the battles you've had to fight, and you've just won in Utah.
Yes.
But it's always a battle for you.
Well, the reason why it's always a battle for me is because the government refuses to protect my copyrights. You know, I own the copyrights to all the derivative movies, both franchises I own. It was adjudicated in Utah September the 25th, 2014. So why am I still with a RICO case here in Nevada, which I just won, but they're still trying to fix it so they can continue to use the stolen money, which is untraceable, and it's all linked to Hillary Clinton's foundation and money laundering. All I'm worried about is for the people. Because if the government doesn't protect my copyrights, he doesn't protect yours.
But the government is afraid of you. I'd be afraid of you.
Well, there's no need to be afraid of me because I only stand for principles.
But what you know and the knowledge you share and what you have insights to can be very dangerous to some people.
Yes, but my job is to come here and waken people. That's what the Matrix is about, to wake you up from the Matrix, to get you out of the illusions and the lies and the ignorance. So it's not dangerous for me because that's my job. That's what I came here to do. That's why I wrote The Matrix and Terminator, to wake people up so they can move on to greater, better things.
Yeah, but people want to be ignorant. They don't want to know that they're being exploited. It requires too much responsibility when they find out.
Well, that's what the blue pill and the red pill is about. The red pill is about the blood of the living beings. The black and the blue ink is the machines. But this is the humans' world. We are the winners. They are the losers.
I want to ask you a question, right? I'm going to probably take a hard right or a hard left, whatever way you want to go to it. I think I'm going to ask you this before, but I don't think I ever got it on wax. You being a comic book dude, what movie, as far as comics, sticks to the script as far as book to movie?
I'd say, you talking about any movie,
any of them, any genre. I mean, it doesn't matter. DC, Marvel, Transformers. All the books that you, whether it be Star Wars, all the books that you read from the comic books. who really nailed it from comic book to movie or show? Because I know Disney got the shows going on. You know what I'm saying?
See, the thing about the Disney movie, and I don't know if I told you that before. I don't, because I talked about it so much before, but I don't know if I said this before. But the Disney, like, I learned this long ago. I learned this years ago. You gotta watch those Disney animation movies, because the next movie they come out with will have things in that like the shit that you said, oh, yo, this is the animation, I'm not watching this is just some throw off shit. Nah, dude, I learned that like you know what I mean, like the Mandalorian and like all that shit. Like I remember watching, I remember watching, I think it was the Mandalorian, something I watched, and I had to go back to watch the animation of the Star Wars shit, you know what I mean, just to understand, like, to get to this point. Every, like, it's still under Spielberg, it's still under the same rules. So when you go back, so when you watch, everything you watch is important for the next thing you see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I had to learn that because when I'm watching, I'm like, I missed all this. So and then when I watched the animation, I was like, oh, all this shit was in here.
All right,
You know
I'm gonna ask you a question. Does that apply?
But to get back to your answer,
Hold on, real quick. Does that apply with some of the shows that goes on in the Marvel universe? Like,
No, it doesn't.
Okay, good.
Those are just regular.
Okay, good. Land your plan as far as the Star Wars.
Yeah,
man.
they ain't got nothing.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
they ain't got nothing to do it, because those are just isolated incidents, like with shit going on and all this shit. They ain't got really nothing to do. But Star Wars is a story, because the characters, even when you're playing the video game is actually related to all that other shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything is connected. And if you miss a certain part of it, you'll be out of the loop, for real. I'm talking about for real, because I remember when I jump started and started watching The Mandalorian and started watching when I started watching The Mandalorian, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is this. Then I had to go back, like, you know what I mean? And certain things when I watch it, I'm like, I have to go back and watch, because what I did was, you know, that's what YouTube is good for. So you go back and you see the reactors, and you put and they explain the whole shit. They, you know what I mean? They, you know, like, cause I'm a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
On that shit. So, you know what I mean? And they break it down to you to where they're like, yo, you got to go back. That's when I understood, like, yo, I got to go back and do this because I missed this. I don't know who this character is. Who is this? You know what I mean? Where the fuck he come from? I don't even know who the fuck this is. Like, you know what I mean? Because we're going back to the Luke and Darth Vader. You know what I mean? We're going back to the Obi-Wan. We're going back to the Boba Fett. you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit like that. That's in our brain. Like, we don't, you know what I mean? And then we go to the Anakin. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you caught up to that, to those three movies, Clone Wars, and the other two, you know what I'm saying, you go to them, you think you caught up, but the animation, because obviously it's cheaper, and actually I think it's the smartest thing you could do is to do it that way. Like, you know what I mean? Is to make an animation to where you know what I mean, where you can tell the story still, but you don't have to make a motion picture and spend all this money and get all these actors. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You don't got to do all that. Animation is cheap compared to making that shit look real. Like,
this is a curveball question, real quick. I had to ask you this. You, right? Walk with me. Being a human being, code name Destro. You know what I'm saying? AKA Mr. Mad. You'll hear this. We're hitting big shots right now. We're hitting all the shots. You as a human being, right? This just came to me. What universe would you rather live in? The Star Wars universe or the Marvel universe?
I mean, shit.
This you being regular schmegular dude. You know what I'm saying?
You saying if I had the powers?
No, you're just regular schmegular. You're just you right now. Just regular schmegular dude.
Okay, regular schmegular.
Yeah, you're Joey Six Pack. that's who you are.
I probably feel safer in the Marvel universe because that Star Wars shit is off the hook. Like, you know what I mean? Them motherfuckers is constantly warring. Like, they constantly getting it and like, you know what I mean? Like, and if you're a regular motherfucker, you just sitting at the crib and you just see a big ass ship land in front of your yard and like rebel troops and motherfuckers is coming like all this shit. You're like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Because that's literally what they was trying to do. They're trying to like, you know what I'm saying? Because like they trying to show you, like in Star Wars, they're trying to show you like, yo, this is the takeover. We want a one world government. You feel me? That was their thing. We want a one world government. We want like that was their whole push. It's like the Marvel shit, they still had democracy intact. You know what I'm saying? You still had cats out there fighting for the market. And you know what I'm saying? And wild shit going on, but it wasn't too crazy. But when you got cats that's coming in your spot, like, yo, we're gonna make you do this, like, you know what I mean? Because that was their whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That was their whole shit was in Star Wars was they're showing you like how it looks when you know what I'm saying, when you got and they look like you got a tyrant and they trying to do a one world government and they trying to make everybody under the empire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all all gotta do what we say. Y'all all gotta tax. There's guards everywhere. There's guards everywhere you look. You go to the store, there's guards, like everywhere you go is just constant, you know what I'm saying? Like Marvel Universe, you ain't have that. You ain't really like, you know what I'm saying? You said superheroes doing like like, you know what I mean? If something happened, they come and pop out. But the Star Wars shit was more like political. Like if you look at it, look at it. You know what I mean? It's some Nazi shit. It's some shit where like, yo, we want to rule the empire, because that was their whole basis, was trying to run shit. They weren't looking like, it wasn't just, oh yeah, I don't like you, I'll battle you, and boom, 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 we have a fight over here, and it's over here by a building, and we're fighting, and we're going crazy. It was it was plot. Their whole shit was about being superior. You know what I mean? That's what it was about, dude. You got it like that. When I look at it, that's how I look at it. I'm like, yo, these dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? It was everything had to do with just like I said, the empire. They was trying to rule they was trying to rule every place. They wanted power. Power was their, you know what I mean? That was their main thing. They wanted to occupy everything and do all that shit. Like Marvel, if Spider-Man has a fight with the Goblin over here in the middle, like, the Goblin ain't got nothing. Like, if I'm over here, he ain't really got nothing to do with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he ain't got nothing to do with me. He's just fighting Spider. He's trying to rob a bank, or he's trying to do some other shit, or do some sinister shit. Like, but the Star Wars shit was, these motherfuckers is landing in your yard. Everybody get out.
Them niggas with white helmets on and shit.
Yeah. That's the more scarier shit. Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this. I mean, I'm gonna keep it humorous at first. I mean, in that world, we're humans. We ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? But you did give me the breakdown, and I mean, I would like you to do that one day. You know what I'm saying? You did give me the breakdown as far as the Professor X and, you know, Magneto situation. Don't give it up. Don't give it up now. We're gonna talk about it later.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about it later. But my thing is just on some shit.
The last nigga thought he was Magneto.
Yeah.
You play God, you gonna get what you asked for.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah.
We got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. But my thing is, I would probably want to be in that world too, because again, I'm human. You know what I mean? So the Sentinels are not coming after me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if Dr. Octagon is tearing shit up down in, you know what I'm saying, lower, you know what I'm saying? I just ain't going there.
Yeah, he's not singling you out.
I'm just not going there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
he's not singling you out.
Yeah.
He's trying to do some sinister shit, like rob a bank or get into some laboratory or do some other shit. Like, he's not really like, it's not about you. But the Star Wars shit, they be all about.
Yeah, listen, they're not even on the New World Order shit. Control. They're not even on the New World. They're trying to control the goddamn galaxy.
Yeah.
Right.
They're gonna land in the middle of the street and come to your doors and make you like, hey, get out, like, you know what I mean? We gotta see who, like, you know what I mean? Blah blah blah. They're monitoring all your fucking internet shit. They're monitoring any contacts you got. You know what I'm saying? That's you understand? Like, that's what they're on. That's the message. Like, they're trying to send you long time ago. Like, they was saying that shit long time ago. Like, yo, these motherfuckers gonna be like, they're gonna be all up in your shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna be You know what I mean? They're gonna be deporting motherfuckers. They're gonna be like getting motherfuckers the fuck up out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like their whole shit is controlled. That's all they want to do. They don't like, it's not, I don't have nothing against you, but you landed and you're gonna go door to door. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, you know what I mean? And plus they're looking for Jedis. Plus they're looking for other motherfuckers. Like there's a lot of shit going on.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? You remember the first.
I mean, we can throw.
Where they had Princess Leia and shit, and they looking for information. They lock her up because they're trying to find information. They trying to find like the whole. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole shit is based. And even George Lucas said it. He was like, this shit was based on like the political shit. He was like, you know what I mean? He was like, it was based on like a new world order. That's what he said. He was like, they're trying to put a new world order. Like that's what this shit is. Wow. I was like, wow. He's like, and you know, and I just mix it up with, you know what I mean? You know, I used to like watching movies where people fight with swords, so I changed the swords to lightsaber. I like it, you know what I mean? I did, like, you know what I mean? I was like, damn.
And my thing is,
I just took a bunch of shit that was going on and just combined it at the times. He was like, I grew up in the '60s. It was wow.
no, we're going to continue to build, but hey people, this is for the show. I'm gonna continue to talk to you, D. Hey people, next time we talk, I'm gonna get my homie to break down the Matrix, because y'all know that the Moore brothers did not start that. It was the sister that started that whole thing, and my brother knows the whole thing.
Goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
I would like you to put a video out. Like I would like to send you a link to a video that you can put out to where they can actually see it there, because it's better. Like I can explain it, but it's better explained the way you'll see it in real time, like when she's telling you how everything was supposed to be, how O.J. Simpson was supposed to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The similarities of two of the most important men of the X-Men series share the same similarities of two civil rights leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Let's take a look at Professor X and Magneto. Professor X was similar to MLK. He wanted integration, and he had high hopes and dreams that one day all mutants and all humans will live together in peace. Professor X also wanted to have a nonviolent approach in his leadership. Magneto, however, was about that action. He was all about self-defense, and he was also willing to lead his people into warfare over their oppression. The X-Men always stood in his way. They always stopped him. All mutants were the oppressed group. With their leaders amongst them, one shared the same exact philosophy as MLK, and one had the same exact philosophies of Malcolm X. But Magneto was the villain. A quote from Stan Lee, the creator himself. I don't think of Magneto as a bad guy. He was just trying to strike back at the people who were so bigoted and racist. He was trying to defend mutants, and because society was not treating them fairly, he decided to teach society a lesson. He was a danger, of course, but I never thought of him as a villain.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare.
And what you and I have to let the man know is we are peaceful people. We are loving people. We love everybody who loves us. But we don't love anybody who doesn't love us. We're nonviolent with people who are nonviolent with us. But we are not nonviolent with anyone who is violent with us. All of you know I'm not an integrationist. I still believe the best thing for us to do is go back home to Africa.
I feel that nonviolence is really the only way that we can follow, because violence is just so self-defeating. A riot ends up creating many more problems for the Negro community than it solves. You can, through violence, burn down a building, but you can't establish justice. You can murder a murderer, but you can't murder through violence. You can murder a hater, but you can't murder hate. And what we are trying to get rid of is hate and injustice and all of these other things that continue the long night of man's inhumanity to man.
I would like to make a few comments concerning the difference between the Black Revolution and the Negro Revolution. There's a difference. When you study the historic nature of revolutions, you haven't got a revolution that doesn't involve bloodshed, and you're afraid to bleed. I said you're afraid to bleed. You don't have a peaceful revolution. You don't have a turn the other cheek revolution. There's no such thing as a nonviolent revolution. Only kind of revolution that's nonviolent is the Negro Revolution. The only revolution based on loving your enemy is the Negro Revolution. The only revolution in which the goal is a desegregated lunch counter, a desegregated theater, a desegregated park, and a desegregated public toilet. You can sit down next to white folks on the toilet. That's no revolution. You don't know what a revolution is. If you did, you wouldn't use that word. A revolution is bloody. Revolution is hostile. Revolution knows no compromise. Revolution overturns and destroys everything that gets in its way.
By any means necessary.
It seems to me that there are three ways that oppressed people can deal with their oppression. Well, one is to rise up in open violence and physical violence. And some persons have used that method, persons who have been oppressed. But I think the danger of that method is its futility. I feel that violence creates many more social problems than it solves. I feel that nonviolence, organized nonviolent resistance is the most powerful weapon that oppressed people can use in breaking loose from the bondage of oppression. If passive resistance means just passively accepting violence or injustice, if it means cowardice and stagnant passivity, then there is a difference, because nonviolent resistance does resist. It is dynamically active. It is passive physically, but it is strongly active spiritually.
There's a great deal of difference between non-resistance to evil and non-violent resistance. Non-resistance leaves you in a state of stagnant passivity and deadened complacency, wherein non-violent resistance means that you do resist in a very strong and determined manner.
And I think you'll find that if Negroes ever have to resort to any kind of physical action to defend themselves, many white people will be on the side of Negroes. Many white people are fed up with what the Negroes suffered. And this is what I had to become aware of on my pilgrimage to Mecca. I could see then that there are many white people in this country who will side with the Negro in whatever he has to do to protect himself. And I have, in my many lectures on college campuses, seen many whites, even as a black Muslim, whose reaction to much of what I had to say showed me that they were genuinely concerned. Some weren't genuinely concerned, but many of them were. And this element is increasing.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go